Okay. And so before you dive headfirst into building your app, there's one thing you absolutely must do: competitor research. Understanding your competitors can help you avoid costly mistakes, refine your unique value proposition, and position your app for success. Every great entrepreneur from Steve Jobs to Elon Musk has understood that innovation isn't always about creating something entirely new. Sometimes it's about improving on what already exists. And so, if you don't study your market, you're building blind. And that's how startups fail before they even get off the ground. In this lesson, we'll break down a step by step approach to analyzing competitors without getting overwhelmed. We'll cover how to research direct and indirect competitors, what to focus on, and how to leverage gaps in the market to make your app stand out. And so by the end of this lesson, you'll have a clear understanding of how to research the competition effectively and what it means if there's a lot of competition, very little, or none at all. So let's get started. Why is competitor research so important? First, it prevents you from wasting time and money by letting you learn from what's already working instead of guessing. Second, it helps refine your unique selling proposition. What makes your app different? And third, it gives you an understanding of the market demand. If competition exists, people are spending money. Fourth, it allows you to discover industry best practices so you can see what features users are already expecting. So the goal here isn't to copy, but to analyze and innovate. So now let's talk about step one: identifying your competitors. Your competitors fall into three main categories: direct competitors, indirect competitors, and alternative solutions. And so direct competitors are apps that do exactly what you plan to do. If you're building a fitness tracking app, competitors include MyFitnessPal or Strava. Indirect competitors are apps that solve a similar problem, but in a different way. A habit tracking app like Habitica could compete with a fitness tracking app since both help users build healthier habits. Alternative solutions aren't apps at all, like how a simple Google spreadsheet competes with a budgeting app because some users prefer manual tracking over automated features. And so let's dive into identifying your competitors. And usually we start with opening something like Google and the App Store and search for your app idea using different keywords. Take note of which apps rank at the top. These are your most visible competitors. And then next, use market research tools like App Figures to find competitor downloads and revenue, Sensor Tower for market intelligence and keyword tracking, and Google Trends to see if demand is increasing or declining. All you have to do is start your free trial by clicking on this link here. It'll prompt you to create an account. And then once you create your account here, you'll be able to access their dashboard. But I actually want to go a little bit more into Sensor Tower. Since it doesn't have a free trial, there's actually a complete free version that's fairly accessible. So after you create an account with a real email, you log in and you can get some pretty good information on apps and what's their pricing models. You can also do a market research analysis on your competitors. In order to use all the features of a Sensor Tower, you will have to have a paid version. But I feel that this free version is enough to get a lot of information and data in regards to apps that are in the market. And obviously, you can do a search here and let's just type in another one, the big one. There we go. I would say the downloads may seem feasible, but the actual revenue, I wouldn't rely too much on that. I feel like the revenue is definitely more than 6 million USD last month. It should probably be in the tens of millions from my experience. But anyway, it's a good idea to take these numbers and these considerations with a grain of salt. Never think that these figures are exact. I will also link in this course basically the sheet that they send you every year in regards to the whole entire market in a PDF file. And then when we go on Google Trends, obviously it's fairly simple. Once you arrive on Google, you can type in basically any word you want. And there we go. We have the people that are looking for football apps in regards to which regions I would say, the most important. North Carolina, that is a keyword that is mostly searched there. But this is good in order to understand demographics and where your potential users are in regards to, of course, the keywords that are going to be used for your app. All right. So now that we went through those tools, let's go to step 2, which is analyzing competitor apps. Don't just download their app. Pay attention to key areas. Start with the App Store listings and reviews. Read what users love and what they hate. How many downloads does the app have? Are ratings improving or declining? What keywords do they use in their descriptions? These are all really important when it comes to app keyword search. So beyond reviews, study the app's features and user experience. What's the core functionality? How easy is the app to use? Are users requesting missing features? A great way to compare competitors is by creating a simple competitor feature matrix. Let's fill one out right now. On a Google spreadsheet, in the first column, list key features like login options, free versus paid features, and unique technology like AI-powered recommendations. Then compare how competitors stack up against each other. This makes it easy to identify where your app can stand out. Step 3 is finding gaps and opportunities. Now that you've analyzed competitors, let's find ways to make your app stand out. Look for missing features. What are users asking but not getting? Improve the user experience. Are there design flaws or complicated workflows? Can you offer a better free version or a unique monetization model? If you're overwhelmed by hundreds of reviews, use AI tools like ChatGPT to summarize competitor feedback that is available online. Here's a simple prompt that you may use. Summarize the most common complaints about your competitor app from the App Store reviews. This cuts down research time and helps you find patterns quickly. What if there's a lot of competition, very little, or none at all? If there's heavy competition, that's a good thing. It means demand exists. Your focus should be differentiation. Can you take a unique approach, offer a better UX, or price your app better? Think about Uber, Lyft, and Bolt. They all serve the same purpose, but market themselves completely differently. If there's some competition, but not a lot, this could be a niche opportunity. Research why the competitors haven't scaled. Was it poor marketing, lack of funding, or an execution issue? Duolingo dominates language learning, but niche apps still succeed by offering rare languages or a different learning style. If there's no competition at all, this is a red flag. It might mean there's no demand for your app. And so before investing heavily in it, validate your idea with the surveys, pre-sales, or a simple landing page. If you were building a social media app just for left-handed people, you'd need to prove that enough users care about this problem before spending one dime on development. Competitor research isn't about copying, it's about learning what works and what doesn't. By analyzing your competitors, you gain insights that can save you time and money. Looking at direct, indirect, and alternative competitors gives you a full market picture. So using reviews, feature comparisons, and pricing analysis helps you find gaps in the market. And most importantly, competition is a good sign. If no competition exists, validate demand before moving forward. All right, so now let's wrap this up. The key takeaway here is that the best apps don't always invent something new. They execute better. Airbnb wasn't the first vacation rental platform, but it made the process seamless. Facebook wasn't the first social network, but it scaled by focusing on exclusivity. Your app's success will depend on execution, differentiation, and solving real user pain points better than the competition. Ready to take the next step? Let's get going.